Right, I am back with you guys now, just for a little bit, whilst we're just waiting for the other guys to get themselves all set up. I will be just quickly going through a few of the donations, and then I will be going through the standings, because I know a lot of you guys are also wanting to keep up with, as well as the donations along with the standings as well. So far we've raised a total of £1,341.60, which is absolutely amazing. I cannot be thankful enough for everyone that has watched, that has donated, participated in the event. Honestly, it's absolutely insane that we're managing to bring the F1 community together to then be able to do this. Granted, it didn't have the best of starts, but we have now gotten the ball rolling, and we are underway with this now. So with a few of the donations, we have got, to start off with, a very interesting name of Sir Drakenshire III, donating £15. Mega thank you to you. Zach donating, saying, currently recovering from depression with a combination of meds and therapy. Others who need help deserve a chance. And that 100% is right, my friend. Of course, anyone that is recovering from any sort of depression, any anxiety, or just sort of struggling with any of their mental health, like James had said earlier, I'm sure a few of the guys in the F1 community, including myself, have our DMs open. So if you're ever wanting to speak to someone in regards to that, you can always message myself at jco_98 on Twitter. No, I try not to plug it, but I suppose I have now, so it is what it is. But yeah, if it gets to that point, then yeah, you are of course more than welcome to DM myself or anybody else. Literally speaking to someone about it is always the best way to go about sorting this out as well. And by that, spreading awareness, we can make sure we can sort of live our best lives, especially at a time like this. I know it's not ideal, but I suppose we need to try and make the best of a bad situation. So that's of course what we're trying to do in this stream for yourselves as well, donating as much and then raising as much as we possibly can. We did have commentators donate £10 as well, so big thank you to him. Looking forward to seeing from him tomorrow for comms as well. And we also got a £20 donation from Sumo and Nell with hashtag ESW, so Esports Wales, hashtag Colin R. Mason, great cause. Thank you to those guys that have donated. Thank you to everybody that has donated so far as well. It is much appreciated. And yeah, as I said, £1,341 is quite a lot, I must admit. It is a lot. So I am very happy to see that is what is going on as well. And yeah, I will get over to the standings for you guys now as well. It won't show up on screen, but I will just read them out to yourselves so you get an idea of who is where. So, in first place at the moment is the Barcarel team on 137 points. In second is the Meme team on 113 points. In third is XL on 107. F2's Finest in fourth with 97 points. IRO in fifth with 96 points. Leonis Racing in sixth with 91 points. My team, the A1 All Stars, in seventh with 88, tied with QVR in eighth on 88 as well. Ninth place is Anoja Gaming on 86 points, with Sidemax in 10th on 84 points. In 11th, you have got the Absolute Units after Gamer taking that huge win at Japan. They are now up into 11th place on 77 points. TNR in 12th with 69 points. Bottle Job Racing in 13th with 67. Humble Squad in 14th with 66, and Nordic in 15th with 65. And then we've got a bit of a close one. So it's all still a play for between Jacko Car and One Hub. Jacko Car in 16th with 43 points, and One Hub in 17th with 38 points. So we'll see who's going to turn orange and who's going to turn purple. You never know. ZOR in 18th with 33 points, Slowbut Sexy in 19th with 22 points, and Esports Wales unfortunately at the back on 21 points, but they are gaining on the Slowbut Sexy guys as well. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see how the rest of this event is going to be playing out. Of course, that was race number 7, and yeah, we're just waiting for the rest of the guys to make their way into lobbies. I believe that all the invites are just being sent out as we speak, so hopefully we can get everyone in and get this all ready and underway ASAP. But just reading through a few of the comments on the stream, James is saying thank you so much guys for having me along for the last 3 hours or so. Been an absolute joy to commentate. Please keep donating to a very worthy cause and let the racing excel out on track. Loving the puns, James. Always still there, but much appreciated, man. I will, of course, also see you tomorrow for your last stint as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. Tiana's saying 48 of F1 next year. I've got one word. No. There's no chance. I struggle with 24 hours as it is, let alone 48 hours, to be honest, so probably not. We've got a couple of guys that are rooting for the Esports Wales guys. Ruben VG saying good luck. I also did see that Daniel Haddad, which is much appreciated, did say it into the chat, and also Mr. Dirk Chocolate. Much appreciated for both of you guys raiding the stream as well, and spreading awareness throughout this entire time as well. It is much appreciated. So yeah, I am looking forward to seeing how the rest of this event is going to be playing out. I am going to let you just carry on listening to some nice calm and chill music whilst we just get the lobby underway, and then I will be passing that straight back over to Vatefield as soon as we have gotten that all ready and set up. So that's enough from me, and I will speak to you guys a little bit later on.
So I believe that we are going and live. Good evening, everyone. We are back here for the 24-hour event. Let me know in the chat if you can hear us well. I am not alone, of course. I was with James last stream, but now I'm with my normal commentator alongside me in PSGL F2, Jess Games. How are you doing tonight, Jess?
Hi, Dan. It's weird doing it the other way around this time. Usually I'm the one that's controlling all the cameras and doing all the lead stuff, so it's nice to switch roles once in a while. And we're here at the Marina Bay Circuit for the Singapore Grand Prix, and I'm really, really excited for this one. And it could definitely throw a spanner in the works. We've got obviously every single driver in the lobby ready to go. We did have a while to try and get people in it, but eventually we got people in anyway. And our focus team for this one is Humble Gaming, which I need to figure out which is Humble Gaming it is.
It's Terror Racer. So we're going on board with Terror Racer. Yeah. So Terror Racer, part of the Humble Squad team. He's currently in 4th position at the moment on this session. We are following along with him. We of course focus on one team throughout every race, and it is Humble Squad's turn this time. So opening up the DRS is Terror Racer in that beautiful McLaren, the We Racers 1 symbol on that halo of the car. Now into the braking zone you go. You're going to take that nice and quickly to maximise, of course, all the speed that you can. Now you're getting to a smaller and slower part of this track. Of course, we'll go right on board with him. Very wide entry and wide exit. Getting right up to the wall is Terror Racer there. And this is a fast right-hander, the former Singapore Sling. It is since changed then and now up towards the Anderson Bridge, and Terror Racer has invalidated on that lap. So we'll go on board with Cookie Games, who's currently at the top at the moment. And yeah, just coming up through one of the newer DRS straights that was added into 2020. It wasn't their previous game. So yeah, it is completely new, and he's done very well through the second sector, going quickest out of anyone. Very easy wall to hit there, but he's navigated that nicely. He can abuse the curb on the left hand side there. He hasn't done so, as now coming up under the nice grandstand. I love this part of the track where of course you can have a lot of incidences, but luckily we haven't seen him career into the wall at all. And now through the final sector, it's Cookie Games. He's done really well on this lap, and he's going to cross the line. He'll take pole position with Paris Barrel in second if that is so. And there it is. Terror Racer was disqualified, and so was the A1 All-Stars driver of Harren. It of course is a very confusing name to say, so I'm just going to call him Harren if that's alright. But Jess, what do you make of that qualifying session?
Well, Cookie did a very, very good job there, up in pole position there for Mercedes too. He did look pretty impressive. 4 attempts behind, well, clear of Paris in second, one of the big contenders in P2. Then Toxic as well, that did well in the last race in 3rd. Flying Finn as well in 4th. We got Hardy, Fruitful Gamer, Remick, and then we got Benny and Brandon Glover in 11th. Then we got PB Racing, Matthew, Colin R. Mason. I believe that is first race tonight. I'm not entirely sure. Seth, Cam, Ayrton, Matta, set the last time. And then we got Harry, Terror Racer, and Thomas not setting a time. But Thomas did not invalidate, so I guess he just binned it somewhere.
Yeah, I believe he crashed on the Addison Bridge, but hopefully we've got a formation lap this time. Of course, last time we didn't have in Japan we didn't have a formation lap. That was a brilliant race though that I got to commentate with with James. And whilst we are in this stage where there's no racing, I think it is best to mention what the cause is for this 24-hour event. All the money that we have raised so far. Currently we have raised £1,371. We are 68% of the way, I believe that is. My laptop is a very small screen, so apologies for that, but we are so close to the 2,000. If you have anything to give, then please donate it, because we are raising all of this money for young people's mental health charity. A lot of people suffer in silence, and especially in these hard times with the coronavirus reigning terror essentially across the entire world. A lot of people have been their mental health has gone downhill, and I do know someone who has been suffering that. I won't mention his name, but he is luckily getting the help that he needs, and so I'm going to be streaming this completely in his name, and I hope the best for him. I'm getting quite emotional already just talking about this, but yeah, so many young people suffer and resort to suicide, which of course, if anyone is suffering with that, please message anyone in the chat that you can see, and tell someone about it, even just your family, your teachers, and all the money that is going towards that charity. It's a brilliant cause, and it is one that I stand by wholly.
Yeah, I think it's the one I stand by wholly as well. We were watching, I think we were listening to Lando's story earlier on as well, and that was pretty good too. So yeah, it's something that anyone can suffer from, really, to be honest. So it's nice that we're doing this. Now, who are we waiting for in the lobby? Because someone has probably rejoined when they weren't meant to. So they probably have got some points going down their way. So whoever rejoined has probably made the lobby glitch. So can someone let us know who we're waiting for, please? That would be fantastic, because that person needs to leave, then we can start. So because obviously Singapore, as long as it is, it's going to be really hard doing this lobby otherwise. And yeah, this probably is because someone rejoined, I think. So whoever did that, I'm trying to see. Can someone tell me? Someone tell me who's it might be PB Racing actually. So
Yeah.
I don't know who we're waiting for. So can someone just tell me? Because I'm not seeing any names, please. I'll give it a minute, and then a minute or 2 minutes, and then if the culprit hasn't owned up, I will have to set a new lobby up. Sorry.
Yeah, PB Racing, we'll call him Bryn for now until we get into the race. He was having issues with his game. It was completely just resetting on him and dying wholly. So yeah, they are having some issues. I think Bryn might need to leave out of this one, because he's saying that he joined during qualifying, but if he does leave and then every issue is fixed, then yeah, you can't really do anything about it, and we just have to go without him.
It is Bryn that we're waiting for. It is Bryn that we're waiting for. So Bryn needs to leave.
And there he
and
is.
It's not Bryn.
Gone.
Okay.
Oh.
It's not Bryn.
The plot thickens.
Ooh.
We might need a restart here. And there's been -3 points given for Leonis. Unofficially, it is in the open channel for everyone, of course. But yeah, it's... Oh, well, my name is Felix, hey in the chat. 26 hours it is then, you are definitely right about that one. I wonder what our timer's going to do, of course. I can't really see it too well. We're on 7 hours at the moment. Oh, sorry, 9 hours and 7 minutes.
We can't wait too long. The lobby's going to get delayed, so I'm going to set up a new one.
Yeah.
So, just give me a sec, guys. Sorry, guys.
This is quite... Yeah, we're probably going to need a new lobby. Jess is going to go and make that one. We might need to pass this back to the nice music and give it to... Oh dear, I dropped my controller. Very sorry about that. And we're not going to redo qualifying because we'd need a custom grid for that. So someone should at least have the screenshot for the qualifying order. Otherwise that would be quite the situation. As I'm not really sure what to talk about at the moment. I guess we can talk about the standings that we've probably already gone through. I'm just going to quickly get them up for everyone. As I do apologise, my laptop is very slow. I can't use my my nice fast PC, but there we are. So Barcarel is leading at the moment on 137 points. Meme Team behind them on 113, and in third position XL with 107 points. Really nice to see them doing well in this event. And F2's finest on 97 points, and IRO with yeah, I think we are going back to J Cole, so we are going to pass it on to him. He's just messaged me over the Discord. I'm not sure how I'm going to swap that one back. Okay, we are back live now. Do apologise, we've had some technical difficulties and we've had to redo qualifying. We had some issues with the lobby, it wasn't loading at all, but now we are back underway. I'm still with Jess for the Singapore Grand Prix, and we're going to go back on board with Terra Racer, of course, once we get underway. We're just waiting for everyone to load their setups. I'm a bit nervous that NER Ayrton of Nordic E-Racing has readied up first, because in the last race in Japan, he forgot to load a setup, so yeah, I'm praying that he hasn't done the same thing again. But Jess, how are you doing again? And we'll get ready.
Yeah, it was quite a stressful moment there, trying to get the lobby sorted and an invite and everything. But hopefully it's all good now. Hopefully no one leaves the lobby. Hopefully no one messes it up for us as well. And I need to actually try and find Terra Racer now in the McLaren, as that is the team that we are going to be focusing on for this session. Where is he? Oh no, I lost him. I can't find him. There he is.
Yeah, he's just on the run up towards turn number 4. We watched him come through last time. He's attacked that curb, and now he's opened up the DRS down the straightaway, and he's running a lot lower than he was last time. I recall him being higher up the order. Now he's all the way down in 14th position. It's not been the greatest first sector for Terra Racer. This time out, CRG Gamers on top, but Terra Racer of the Humble squad staying humble at all times. They are getting ready to maybe just exert some of that humbleness by putting it high up on the grid, as coming up the old Singapore sling turn number 10. Terra Racer flies through, and he invalidated last time out at that corner, and he's gotten through nice and tidy. And as I say that, he does not go nice and tidy. I'm stuck in TV pod for some reason, and I've lost Terra Racer.
No, it's gone. It's back. There we go. Well, I'm following him, but you probably can't see him.
Just got now. There we are. I'm back on board with Terra Racer. Sorry about that, everyone. But yeah, so he locks up heavily. He's in 12th position at the moment, just behind Flying Finn, part of the... I actually can't remember. It's just CGT. It's custom something. We're not going to go into that, but he is in Barcarel today. Of course, the championship leaders at the moment. Cookie Games, he's exerted his force once again for QVR. He's going to put it on pole for the second time as he crossed the line. It's actually Toxic to steal it, and there's Cookie Games. He goes pole position, and the driver we were following, he is starting in 11th position, which is a really good place for the driver to go on. Of course, alternate strategy at their hands, despite the fact that we are having a mandatory 2-stop rule. Still is quite useful to have that free choice of tyres.
Yep, indeed. And the softs, they don't last as long around here, so they want to probably get out of their softs pretty quickly in D. But let's go through your results then. Cookie Game, is on par. I got confused with CRG Gamer, who's also in this lobby. Anyway, Toxic in second, Paris in third, Remy fourth, CRG Gamer 5th, Thomas in 7th, Hardy 8th, Benny 9th, 8th, Brandon Glover 9th, Flying Finn in 10th. Then we got Terra Racer, Jonah, PB Racing, Matter, Cam, Colin, Harry, Ayrton, Steph and Fruitful. Only 2 people got disqualified this time, which I believe is the same last time. So hopefully the lobby will be a lot better this time, because no one has rejoined, I don't think. So hopefully everyone's internet plays ball. So we're keeping our fingers crossed, and hopefully people choose their setup. Well, they will have to choose their live strategy. I would say probably either soft, mediums, hard, or soft, medium. I don't know, but the softs, you need to get them out fast, because it's an absolute nightmare around this track.
Yeah, they are just not good tyres around this circuit, of course. temperatures are a lot higher and they do wear out very quickly. I believe it is well, I'm not going to go into all the details, but they are the softer of all the 5 sets. I believe it's the C5s or the C4s at Singapore, and that is one of the reasons why they do go off so quickly. We're actually loading this time, and everyone's just adjusting their strategies. Are we going to get onto the formation lap that we didn't have in Japan? Gamer?
Yes!
Yeah, we've done it. Okay, so they're saying already it's a 2-stop for the top guys. So yeah, it's just a normal day at the office, but Cookie Games on pole position, Toxic in second, and Paris Borough in third. Just quickly, I'm going to find the questions that were asked by the admin team to the boys in Hum.
I've got them.
All right, okay, yeah, go for it.
Okay, so are you on board with him now?
I will find Terror Racer. There he is.
While she do that, I will do the question. So the first question was asked: where are you hoping to come? P20. That will mean they survive the whole thing as a team. Well, they are doing better than P20, so they're all exceeding expectations. So that's good. What team are you hoping to beat? No one. Why do you think they're called the Humble Squad? Who is your strongest driver? Bottle Lele, also known as Shapper Lele. I don't think he's raced tonight. Yeah, has he?
No, he's got 3 races tonight, and I made a joke to him that that will approximately mean 9 spins, 3 for every race. Just a little joke towards him.
Yeah, okay, good. Let me carry on. Who is the one who's making up the numbers? T1000 Zach, since he's French and thinks Paris is a continent? Oh my god. Tell us a mad fact about one of your drivers. Miku Zuski, I can't even say his name, is the almighty god and demon of ULU and will be participating under the name of the Lord in the military at the start of next year. Oh, okay, that's interesting. And the final question they were asked: if your team was an animal, what animal would it be? A goldfish, because we all have the brain capacity of remembering the last 3 seconds at a par.
Brilliant.
Love it. And I'll let you go through the tie choices, Dan.
Yeah, so the top 10, of course, having to stick on the tyres that they qualified on. Terror Racer, Matthew Dernier, PB Racing, that's LR Brent representing Leonis, the Matter, and KK Mom. Back-to-back races for him. They are all on the medium tyres. Then representing Esports Wales is Colin R. Mason. He's on the softs. Harren is for the A1 All-Stars. He's also on the softs. NER Ayrton for Nordic E-Racing is on the soft tyres as well. Then we've got the TNR driver, Team Norway Racing of Steph on the mediums. And then representing Sidemax Motorsport, if I'm not mistaken, is Fruitful. So yeah, we are going to get ready for the start. And normally I'd be handing it off to you, but I think
it's your turn.
It's my turn. The pressure's mounting at the moment, and Micheluzzi's not happy about the way that you pronounce his name, I don't think.
Sorry, I'm rubbish at names.
Right,
I apologise.
Here we are. So getting ready for the start. The 5 red lights are on, and they're not off. We're gonna wait for the engines to go. Come on, everyone. They're building up the revs. Oh, they're teasing us there. I believe now they are getting ready to go, and it is underway here under the lights in Singapore. Who has got the better start? It looks like it's been a brilliant getaway from Cookie Games. He clears there 3 wide, almost for 4th position there. That's CRG Gamer getting a good start on Thomas. Now coming up towards turn number 4 is Cookie Games from Toxic, then Paris, then Gamer. Thomas following right behind. Flying Fins trying to make up a position on XL Hardy. Hardy's going to go up the inside through turn number 4. They're close to contact. They're wheel to wheel coming off the corner. You can see riding on board with Terror Racer, who's making the move on Hardy now. One of the drivers in focus. Paris Borrell's also made his way past Toxic. MML will go on board with them as now that battle has finished off, and they're all swapping positions further back down the order. It's getting quite feisty down the order, Jess.
Yeah, it is at the moment, and just to let you know, we've replicated the weather as it was in the original lobby, so that's why it is a dry race. Luckily, so no rain, which is a relief, and it's obviously no safety car. Hopefully I sorted that bit of the lobby right, because otherwise I'm going to be in absolute trouble. But anyway, we're on lap 1. As we can see, Steph is also having a bit of trouble at the back. She's in last place at the moment, with Harry in at 19th as well. But we got a really good battle towards the midfield of the track, as we got Benny 3 tenths behind Brandon Glover. But meanwhile, Ayrton has been dropped into 17th place, as Matter in the Renault for Jacko car is leaning in on Colin Mason at the moment for 16th place. Didn't have a poor getaway, but he's having a much better comeback in this race so far. He's doing not too bad to try and get back to where he was at the moment, and quite a few people are gained positions. We've got another yellow flag.
I think
Matthew
that's,
is off.
Oh, he's in the wall, he's lost his wing. Yeah, he's going to definitely have to come into the pit lane for that. No safety car coming out for that one, but Thomas is right up to the back of CRG Gamer. He's under-fueled the car, has Thomas. He's going to have to save fuel later on in the Grand Prix, as there's 5-second time penalty for Matthew Dernier. His trouble's just going from bad to worse now, as Benny onto the back of Brandon. Brandon beginning to drop off from the back of Remick for Enosha Gaming. Good race from Cyril last time out in Japan, looking to replicate that for Enosha, as Benny just closing up to the back. He had a very poor race in Japan, and Brandon, his teammate Oliver Lavelle, also didn't have a bad race. So these guys in a bit of uncharted territory for their own individual teams. Hardy's trying to find a way back past Terra Racer. It's all beginning to kick off, Jess, isn't it? As Cookie Games just extending his gap. He's 1.1 seconds ahead of Paris.
The Mercedes, I don't think, has won a race in this 24 hours so far, so we could have another different winner in our MISC as well. And especially when you get to lap 3, when the DRS actually comes a detection point, it's very important that Cookie Gamer can actually stretch that gap just a little bit more. So Paris doesn't have the DRS, but Paris is under pressure from Toxic, who's performing quite well. I was watching him in Japan, and he was doing absolutely fantastic. He's liking this game at the moment. 9 tenths behind Paris. So Paris has found a little bit of grasp at the moment in time, but we've got our first penalty in Matthew Dernier in last place, so he's got a 3-second penalty. Toxic's got a 3-second penalty. That might come back to bite him towards the end of this race if he doesn't pull his act together, to be honest. Meanwhile, Lars is having a battle, I believe, as Steph has retired from the session. I believe that is the final part of Sector 3, so unfortunately Steph's team won't be getting any points, so that's a really, really bad shame for her.
Yeah, Steph representing Team Nordic Racing. They are not, not Nordic, Norway Racing, and that is their race completely over today. Of course, 1 car per team. You saw Benny coming in quite early into the pit lane. He might have picked up some damage somewhere, and a little bit of a word on Toxic's penalties. Currently sitting in 3rd position behind Paris Burrell. A 3-second time penalty is what cost his team IRO the win last time out. To the car right behind him at the moment, CRG Gamer. History repeats itself like a ripple, but Thomas could have some stuff to say about this as well, because he's on the back of these guys at the moment as well as they come through the Anderson Bridge. They're just looking like they're beginning to space out a little bit. There's a big gap forming between Hardy and KK Mon, so yeah, the top 10 beginning to pull away from the bottom 10 as Fruitful is onto the back of PB Racing. The DRS has been enabled, 3 DRS straights on this circuit. And this is one of them now at the end of the 2nd sector, coming into the 3rd sector, one of the slowest parts of the circuit. A lot of 90-degree corners, so very tricky to absolutely nail them perfectly. Fruitful is onto the back of PB Racing, and he's just trying to push him through the corners. He wants to make a move soon, and he's getting really close to the back of the Leonis driver, looking like he's struggling at this moment in time. All of these soft guys soon going to start to make some pit stops, and as I say that, Paris Borough and CRG Game are both put into the pit lane at the end of lap number 3, beginning lap number 4.
Yeah, so they're done doing it nice and early, of course, because the soft do not last long at all. So Gamer goes on to a set of the medium tyres, and I just get up the tyres up on my screen so I can see what tyres they go on for. Everyone that's pitted, I believe, is on the medium tyres, so it looks the second softest tyre for the next in as well. As Fruitful as well, not that far behind as well. Quite a lot of interesting battles happening for the top few positions as well, as Fruitful's about 6 tenths behind Cam at the moment, and he's trying to make his move as Paris is out. Paris is out the race. I think we had a similar situation with one of the Haas cars with Ash Bez in Japan, I believe, as well, which you commentated on, and we're already seeing another Haas driver out the race. So this is not looking good for the Haas. Is it different teams that have retired, the Haas teams, or is it the same team?
No, it's the same. They're both part of main team. He's retired that on circuit there. That could cause some issues, but of course no safety car, so shouldn't have to worry about that coming out. But I don't know why you would, because if I'm not mistaken, every single point nets you a point. Sorry, every single position nets you a point. Do correct me if I am wrong. It did look like, from my point of view, that he had a spin. I was looking on the track map, and I did see yellow flags through the first sector. It must have been for Paris, because why else would have he retired? As, yeah, just the end of his race. Quite a sour one for him, but fruitful onto the back of KK Mom. All of the leaders now coming to the pit lane, unleashing the medium runners. The driver in focus, of course, for Team Humble. Terror Racer in the lead at the moment, but someone who we're focusing on at this point in time is Fruitful. Rapid at the moment. He's already pulled out a gap to PB Racing behind him. He is onto the back of KK Mom, coming off the exit here. And now he's going to have the best opportunity after this next corner with the DRS straight. Not a luxury given to KK Mom. Here it is. The DRS is open, and he's using up the ERS. Where's he going to look to overtake the Ferrari car representing One Hub? It is the move. Easy lead on for Fruitful. He moves into second position. Yet to make his 2 pit stops, of course, but he's behind Terror Racer. These guys can go longer into the race than the soft runners who have already pitted and made their first pit stop. They are probably going to go into the mediums later on in the Grand Prix. These guys, I'd expect to go on to the mediums and then the softs right at the end. So expect them guys to have a really good strategy here. It looks like Brandon Glover trying to make a move on Remick.
Yeah, indeed, as Brandon is actually right on the back of this 410th. He just pitted as well as Remick as well. But we got some incident reports. We've got -1 points for the Zenith Online Racing for an incident with Ollie Flavel and JXW Gaming. And we've had -1 point for A1 All-Stars for hitting the back of Volkswagen, and no further action for the other 2 incidents in that race. So yeah, those are your stewards reports for it as well. And don't forget, the stewards are probably going to be busy throughout the whole race, so we'll keep an eye on that at the moment. Gap now between Terror Racer and Fruitful, 2.6 seconds. So Fruitful is not closing in as he would have liked at the moment. But you can see PB Racing all over the back of Cam at the moment for P4. 6/10 is the gap at the moment. Let's see how these drivers can do. We got Mata not that far behind as well. So if PB Racing doesn't get a move on, then the Renault driver can say, you know what, if you don't make the move, I can.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming onto the DRS straight, this is where KK Mom lost the position to Fruitful the previous lap, and he's already lost 2 seconds to the Alfa Romeo driver up ahead of him, representing Cos. I believe it is not Cos. It is Sidemax Motorsport. That's who's representing. They are right in the midfield in this fight on 84 points. They're in 10th position in the championship, so decent enough work from them. CRG Gamer, the carry at the moment for the absolute units. He's just put in the fastest lap, and now he's 1.1 seconds behind the race leader, the net race leader of Cookie Games. He managed to pull out a gap to Paris Burrell before he retired, and now he's beginning to lose that advantage that he had to CRG Gamer. But Toxic MML was jumped in the pit lane by Gamer. I didn't notice that until now. Gamer without a penalty. Toxic with one to his name, and Benny's in this fight as well. So these guys are all going to have a great showing here today. I believe Benny could be under some pressure from Thomas, as here he goes now onto the straightaway. He's just not going to try and push him too much, but he can certainly make a move if he tries for it. He's going to brake just a little bit later, and you can't make a half-ass move there. That is not going to work. So unfortunately for Thomas, he could have used his overtake that he has so much in reserves of, and yeah, it's just not worked out for him. So he's going to stay in 10th position behind Benny, behind Toxic, behind Gamer, and then of course the net race leader of Cookie Games, reeling in all these guys who haven't pitted on the mediums at the moment, as Mata is beginning to reel in PB Racing more than PB Racing is beginning to reel in KK Mom. These guys could have a nice interesting fight as Cookie Games puts in the fastest lap.
Yeah, there we go. So fastest laps coming at you at the finest, and since everyone's on the medium tyres, the deltas will be at the same time. I'm guessing they didn't want to go on the hards, because the hards lose 2.4 seconds slower than the softs, and around about a second slower than the mediums. As PB Racing, he picks up a time penalty that could cost him at the end of this race. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, this battle for third place on track is getting very spicy. Mata almost had a look to the left here at the moment, but he's looking very, very good for potentially get the move done this lap. No juice to the 38. He's not going to get by him right now as well. Meanwhile, up for the people that just pitted, Tots is having a nice battle with CRG Gamer for, I think it's a net P2 in this race. So Cookie Game has already stretched the gap to 1.8 seconds, whereas Gamer and Toxic are just having a nice fight. Cookie Games must be loving this right now, because the more these guys battle up behind, the more Cookie Games can increase his gap.
Yeah, absolutely. So at this point in time, Cookie Game's just going to be rubbing his hands a little bit. Well, he probably won't be doing so because he's got his hands on his steering wheel or on his controller. I'm not too sure, but I do have a lot of experience commentating over Cookie Games in League of Europe Division 1. He's a very talented driver and certainly one who deserves this win. I believe he did race in Singapore. He didn't pick up the win. That was Campbell to pick that one up, but of course I'm getting off topic. We're in the 24 hours event as, yeah, he's just looking for a good showing at the moment. He's already pulled out a gap of 2 seconds to Gamer now. Gamer beginning to struggle. That one lap undercut did not work for him as now he's been on these tyres for 3 laps while whereas Good Games have been on them for 2. Meanwhile, all the guys up the front, they have been on their tyres for 7 laps the entire race. We've still got a long way to go in the Singapore Grand Prix in terms of how long it takes. It is the longest race to do as Fruitful just catching up to FRL Terror Racer. Maybe Terror Racer's just going to let him by and remain humble like he always does.
Yep, he is. That is why they're called the Humble Squad, of course. And Cam trying to defend on PB Racing there for 4th place. And, you know, I'm very impressed that these guys are keeping penalty free right now. Thanks to everyone that has donated so far to the charity. We're pretty much at a good donation amount. If in a minute you can check how much we are on. But thank you so much for the donations so far. Keep them coming in as they're all going to support a great cause, mental health, which a lot of people are affected by it. We had a few stories earlier on as well. We may hear a few more stories later on as PB Racing, yeah, he just can't quite hook up the car at the moment as Matter is gaining every lap, but he can't get past either. It's just really hard under that DRS train to just potentially get past potentially. So that is why PB Racing, his tyres must be cooking right now. Not like Cookie Games, that his tyre is actually alright, but PB Racing's tyres must be stalking hot at the moment behind Cam and in front of Matter in 5th place.
Yeah, at this moment in time, no real moves beginning to shake up at the moment, but Fruitful is onto the back of Terror Racer, and you can already see the difference in pace and confidence that he has. He's closing right up to the back of the Dutchman here, both of these guys from the Netherlands, but Fruitful, he's going to enjoy this move because he did it a couple of laps ago on Cake Him On. Here he is down the straightaway, and he's got the DRS open. Terror Racer's not going to try and fight this too hard, but he's defending to the inside line for the next corner. He just has to back out. Fruitful moves into the lead of this race, and after a bad qualifying where I believe he was disqualified, he has really pulled himself into a good position here and has put himself up into 1st position. Of course, these guys have to make 2 pit stops, whereas everyone else has to make 1. And speaking of which, Cookie Games has begun to catch up to the back of these guys fighting for P3 at the moment. Of course, K-Come leading that train, then PB Racing in 4th position, then 5th for Matter. It is all beginning to heat up here on lap number 9.
Yeah, it is at the moment lap 9 out of 31, of course, and one of the longest races as usual. We're slightly behind due to the lobby delay as well, so the people who still got yet to race, they still got a bit more time to practice. So that is good, as PB Racers lost a bit of time to Cam Nessa's going to be like, Matt's going to be like, hang on, I could get this move done potentially as well. Not many DRS actually. There's one detection zone at the start of the lap, and then there's one towards the end of the lap as well. Those are the only 2 detection zones in this lap, as Terror Racer has picked himself another time penalty as well. Only 4 drivers getting time penalties at this stage, and we've got one of the first of the medium runners going to blink right now, and he's going into the pit, and that is Matter from Jacko Car.
Yeah, that is going to be an undercut attempt here on these guys in front. He could definitely stretch those tyres out just a little bit more, but it is going to be another set of the medium tyres going on to the Renault car, representing Jacko Car. And Jess, I know that you are part of the One Hub racing team. You're not going to be liking Matter being in such a good position at the moment because of your little rivalry that that One Hub and Jacko Car have made. If you'd like to explain that in detail, then go ahead.
You can explain it a little bit more out in the next race.
Yeah, because, we'll do that.
Yeah, because I believe our team's the focus team for the next race, so you may as well talk about it then.
Yeah, we might as well do so. PB Racing feeling the pressure from Cookie Games. These guys could be ruffling the feathers of the Mercedes car, because look at this. Gamer is catching up to the back of him, and there's Cookie Games going up the inside of PB Racing. He has to leave him room, and you have to respect that he is the faster car. Obviously, he is of no obligation to actually try for a move, and there's Cookie Games going really deep on the brakes. That was never going to work, and he's just lost more time to CRG Gamer behind, and it is all kicking off at this moment in time. But Bryn, of course, is sorry, that's PB Racing representing Leonis. He has no obligation to slow down and let these guys pass. But if you think about it, who benefits from this? Because Bryn has to pit, so why not just make it a little bit easier and try and save all the time that you can? But he's just keeping his foot down and saying, no, I want this position, I'm going to keep with KKMon. But look at how that's worked out for him, because now he's lost time, and Cookie Games could be onto the back of him here, as Gamer's just watching from behind, and he is going to be licking his lips at this prospect. This is for the battle for the net lead of the Grand Prix, with two cars in front battling for their own positions on track. It is really heating up here, Jess.
Yeah, it is, and if I was the likes of the people on those medium tyres, I would pit, because you can see the guys around you that already pit, and you'll probably get held up more than anything. So hopefully they'll see sense. Cookie is going to try and go for a move past PB Racing. He does it with ease this time. He's now got to try and get past Cam. Once he does that, then he's got clear air just for a little bit, for around about 8 seconds before he gets past, well, he tries to get past Terror Racer and Fruitful, but probably those two would have pitted by them. PB Racer will probably benefit more than anyone else pitting at the moment, because he's stuck in a little bit more of a sandwich than usual. Gamer has had a bit of an off there with PB Racing. He's struggling at the moment. Actually, no, it's PB Racing that's went off, actually, with the helicopter shot. It was very hard to see right there at the moment. But yeah, he's down into 7th place, and surely PB Racing must be thinking that he needs to pit now.
Yeah, he's not. He's fighting a losing battle at this moment. He's stuck in a train with all the guys that have already pitted. These guys were on pole position at the front of the order, and Bryn was further down, so he just needs to know when to quit here, and I think he has to come to the pit lane. I think Cam Came On is also going to be really happy about this one, because I do apologise about that, but he won't be having any pressure from PB Racing behind once he comes into the pit lane, because he's lost so much time and all of that. Cam Came On decides to stay out here. What about PB? He's also staying out. So the undercut from Matter, they are not going to respond to it, probably because they just know he's going to be suffering from worse off tyres later on in the Grand Prix. Cookie Games cannot find a way past Cam Came On, and this is opening the door for CRG Gamer. We could have a repeat of what happened last lap here, as Cookie Games is onto the back of him. Here he is, the DRS is open, he's using up that ERS. And what about Gamer? Gamer's just hanging back here. What is Cam Came On gonna do? He's gonna hold his line coming into the corner, have to make him go down the inside, and there it is for Cookie Games. And what about CRG Gamer? He's just gonna hang back. He needs to make this move, because he will be right up to the back of Cookie Games. Once he does, he can't afford to stay behind him for too long. A little bit of a cork in the bottle is Cam Came On for Gamer, but surely he'll be able to get past soon, as he's right up to the back of him.
Yep, he is. Gamer's got to get past him, really, because otherwise Toxic can see an opportunity to get past him too. Gamer must not like being stuck in traffic. I said that before in many of the stints I've commentated on earlier on today. If you're stuck in traffic, it's not going to help you. It's going to hinder you, and it's going to help the likes of Toxic, Remick, and obviously Thomas as well. And speaking of Thomas, he's hit the back of one of the Williams drivers, and he is unfortunately spun off. I think that was PB Racing he got to the back of as well. So Thomas all the way down in 13th place. Does he have damage? Nope, it doesn't look like it. He got away scot-free with that. Yeah, there's no. Oh, there might be a little bit of his end plate missing. We don't know, but yeah, he's got away just slightly with that one, and he's still managing to put the car in the right places. But his tyres doesn't look in good nick, that's for sure.
Yeah, and at this moment in time, Cam Came On decides to stay out once again, and continues.
He stays out too.
Yeah, he stayed out, but Gamer can't find a way past at this moment in time. The DRS will surely be of assistance for him, but he's already lost 3 seconds to Cookie Games, as here he goes up the inside. This should be the easiest move of the race for Gamer. Fresher tyres. Cam Came On still trying to fight this one back, and look at that. Toxic doesn't have to even fight Cam Came On at all, but it is Remick to be losing out time here, as the Ferrari car representing One Hub sits behind him here. Meanwhile, Brandon Glover also making one pit stop in this Grand Prix. He has PB Racing in front of him. These guys not budging at all. These guys are holding true to what they want to do. As Remick can't find a way past Cam Game On, and they are just going to be losing a load of time. There's Brandon Glover making the move on to PB Racing. What about XL Hardy, as Bryn has a moment coming off the corner onto the Anderson Bridge? What's Hardy going to do here? He almost looked to the inside. There's Flying Finn trying to go to the inside of Hardy, but he can't make that move stick. There was a bit of contact between the pair of them, but now onto the DRS straight. It is Hardy. He just can't find a way through on PB Racing, who's yet to pit 12 laps on these medium tyres spent. He has to come into the pit soon, and he has to make 2 pit stops in this Grand Prix. I'd imagine that he's just trying to hold out as long as he can on these tyres so he can get the best strategy. Fruitful is into the pit lane, and I surely think that Cam Came On and PB Racing will come in as well. Mata will be in a great position because he's already made a pit stop, and he's been on these tyres for a couple of laps, but he'll be probably worn out towards the end of the Grand Prix. There's Cam Came On into the pit lane. What about PB Racing? He's also coming to the pit lane.
Yeah, well, I think Mata is going to go ahead because the pit lane loss is around about 25.5 seconds, and already we could see Mata around the back of Ayrton. So yeah, with Cam and PB Racing staying out on tyres longer than intended, that's allowed the Renault driver and also Ayrton as well to try and go ahead of them at this moment in time. So where is both of them going to come out? Well, Cam is probably going to come out just ahead. Oh, Benny actually goes ahead of Cam. Just about, though, at this moment in time. A bit slightly going to turn 1. I find it usually very, very hard warming the tyres up when you go to turn 1 around here on the fresh set of mediums. I did that when I was practicing a little bit for Singapore as well, for other league races in the future. So, I don't know how these guys do it, but these guys are doing it very, very well in a D. Meanwhile, back up at the front, Cookie has stretched up the gap to 3 seconds over CRG Gamer at the moment. Cookie is keeping true at the moment with no penalties. CRG Gamer also on no penalties as well, but Gamer's already found some time, about 3 tenths in that sector at the moment in sector 2, so that's really going to help him reel him in at this stage. Luckily no rain is forecast in this race as well, so they're all going to concentrate on getting these tyres to a point where they can go on to another set of the mediums, I would assume, for the final half of this Grand Prix at this moment in time. But as you can see, I think we are pretty much everyone that's done their first stop, I believe. Yeah, everyone's done their first stop apart from Thomas has done 2.
Yes, so Thomas can go to the end on that set of tyres. Benny is on the fresh set of mediums. It'll be tough for him to go to the end, but he can certainly make it. But yeah, he will be struggling towards the end of the Grand Prix. He's not in a good position at the moment. Mata is onto the back of Ayrton, but he just can't find a way through. As Cookie Games 3 seconds ahead. He can get a time penalty if he really wanted to. Obviously, I wouldn't advise for him because he cannot predict anything. As all of the guys at IRO, they were celebrating Toxic or leading the race last time out in Japan. Then he got a 3-second time penalty, bottled that win, gave it to CRG Gamer, who runs in second. Mata has found a way through on Ayrton. I've just missed that one there, but Ayrton not going to try and fight that too much. Mata moved into 10th position. He's got older tyres than a lot of the guys around him who he was fighting early on in the Grand Prix, like Cam Came On and PB Racing, who had their own scraps and cost themselves a lot of time. You can just see how he's giving himself a little bit more temperature into the tyres. Fruitful has found himself 9 tenths back from Flying Finn. Fruitful flying at the moment, and he's catching Flying Finn, who's actually from the Netherlands, of course. If you don't know who Flying Finn is, he was formerly known as Lars and Lion as well back in the old days, as PB Racing finds a move on Colin R. Mason.
I think this 24-hour event was the first time I actually ever commentated on Lion, stroke Lars, stroke CGT_ Flying Finn. He's come a long way since then as well, but Fruitful still looking very, very impressive in 8th position. We've got 2 retirees in this race so far, Paris Barreau and Steph. Everybody else is still surviving this race, which is great to see at the moment. Everyone that finishes will score points in this race, as Fruitful tries to go into the left-hand side. Can he make it work? Yes, he can, but still we got the Haas car going side by side of Lars as they touch just a little bit there. That was very, very close, guys, but Fruitful just stayed ahead of Lars in 8th position. Flying Finn is not doing too bad, but he's got a lot to live up to as he's one of the teams chasing down for the main championship in this 24-hour. I think there's a lot of teams in this as well. Excel, don't forget, who's also in this as well. Due to great performances in basically in the whole of the race so far, is up into 6th position. If I was Lars at the moment, I wouldn't want Hardy ahead of you.
Yeah, I think that Flying Finn might have the minorest bit of front wing damage. I don't know if this is actually a thing or if it's just visual, but it looks a slight bit bent. His end plate where he made contact with Fruitful, and he certainly dropped a lot of time to Terror Racer, who's going to take a wide line into the corner to get the best exit possible. He's going to try and hump for this move. Here he is, DRS is open, and he's onto the back of Flying Finn. He's going to look to the right-hand side, up the inside, into the corner, and he's got that move easily done on Flying Finn, who has got these old tyres they've been on for a really long time. And yeah, these guys going to be hunting season for Fruitful and Terror Racer, who've been able to use the alternate strategy to their advantage, have fresher tyres, and then can go onto a set of soft right at the end of the race. It's going to be brilliant to see these guys fighting it out at the front. They've come a really long way, and well, being our focus driver, Terror Racer's living up to it. Brandon Glover coming into the pit lane from 5th position. He was in that, promotes Hardy, Fruitful and Terror Racer up positions. As meanwhile, up the front, what's happened to Gamer? Has Gamer got a bit of front wing damage? He doesn't look like it, but he has lost a lot of time to Cookie Games. He's struggling with the tyres as well. He's got a nice healthy gap back to Toxic, but Cookie Games just needs to bring it home at this point. He's got he's over halfway done in this race. Of course, we crossed that point, I believe, just last lap. So he's doing really well for himself. There's Fruitful on Hardy. I've just missed the end of that one, but Hardy loses the position to Fruitful, representing Sidemax Motorsport. He is doing so well for himself and the team. Going to bring home a nice haul of points. He's got just under 3 seconds up ahead to Remick, and then a further 7/10 up to Toxic. He is looking really strong at this moment in time, Jess.
Yep, he is. At the moment, a lot of people are actually looking strong at this moment in time. Fruitful gaining 15 places. Harry gained 6. Cam has gained 3. Ayrton has gained 9. Mata has gained 6 after a poor qualifier, but he's having a good race pace at this moment in time. And it's not about where you start, it's about where you finish as PB end of this race. Luckily, we could see those penalties in the last event, in April, we couldn't. So it gives us more of an idea of who needs to drive a little bit cleaner and who can actually keep it as clean as they can to avoid getting a penalty, of course, as we're watching. More battles start to emerge with Remick on Toxic now. Speaking of Remick, he's in the pit as well as Toxic at the moment. Fruitful stays out as well, as a lot of people will be thinking about their final stops then. Softs are not an option at the moment because they can't make it until the end. So I think most people will be going on to another set of the medium tyres. Those can get to the end, so they'll be going on those as the Racing Point and the AlphaTauri just come out at just roughly at the same time. So that is why they're near that as well. And where they're going to come on, you can see Cam in the distance as well. He comes ahead, but don't forget he's still yet to make his 2 stops. So he's going to find a little bit of trouble trying to hold on to this traffic, I've got to say as well. Brandon Glover is on the back of this little train as well. PB Racing down in 14th. He's not having the best of races, but knowing him, he can come back as here comes Flying Finn on Thomas. Thomas is done all his mandatory stops. He's on the hard tyres, so he can make it to the end, but Flying Finn, also known as Lars, was on the fresher tyres, and that helped in there get him up into P15. He's going to make up a lot of positions, as most people inside the top 10 still yet to pit, of course.
Yeah, and we just saw Benny make an overtake on Ayrton. He found a way through up the inside of the Mercedes driver representing Nordic E-Racing. He does have to make another pit stop. We'll just have a look at the graphic of all the drivers that need to make their second stop. So Cookie Games, CRG Gamer, IFR Fruitful, XL Hardy, Terror Racer, D-Matter have all made 1 stop. Then it is 2 stops on board for Benny. He can go to the end, but I definitely think those tyres won't make it as Cookie Games comes into the pit lane. And Gamer's got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's going to ruin his race completely.
Yeah, that definitely does, and it is very, very hard to actually try and slow down as quickly as you can in the pit lane. So that's going to hinder this performance for CRG Gamer, and he was doing so well as well. So what a shame for him. He's got to absolutely push and push to make sure that 5-second penalty doesn't come back to bite him towards the end of this race, as he makes his way out of the pits now, as he's just behind the racing point of Toxic, as Toxic's ahead of him. Toxic's done the I believe Toxic's pitted, hasn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, yes, he has. So yeah, Toxic's done the undercut.
So he just made that a lap before, and that has benefited him very nicely. Gamer's race beginning to unravel a little bit here, now behind Toxic. That penalty is going to mean nothing to Toxic now, because sorry about that. It is not an issue for him, but they've still got Cam came on in front of him. Cam came on only has made one pit stop, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he has. So Cam is gonna probably do what he did before and hold these guys up just a little bit. He's got 4 laps on these tyres at the moment, so he can go for quite a long time, and of course he needs to go onto a different set of tyres. He's gone medium to medium, and it is a mandatory 2-tyre compound race, of course. That is just a rule in F1. It's not special to this event. But here is Toxic onto the back of Cam. Can he make the move into the corner? He's got the DRS and he's gone up the inside. And what is Cam going to do? Is he going to try and fight him back here? Gamer's now got the One Hub representative in the Ferrari car between him and Toxic, and coming up to this slow section. It's not what Gamer would have wanted, because he's going to be struggling to find the time and get past. So Toxic can just stretch away from these guys, but he has got NER in front of him, so that is a bit of a stroke of luck. Mata gets a 3-second time penalty. He also has to make a second pit stop. He's running in 3rd position at the moment. When are all these guys going to come to the pits? Do you think there's Ayrton into the pits, and that's his second stop being made? Oh, he's got a penalty as well.
And he's got a 5-second penalty, Dan. Another one as well. He was another one that got caught up, and that's going to help the ones that still yet to pit that were fighting Ayrton as well. And you can see Cam definitely was fighting Gamer's de facto teammate, Remick. Don't forget there's 20 different teams, so Remick is not Gamer's teammate. They're all in one team, and to be honest, we haven't seen that many issues of double stacking at the moment in the pit stop. But here comes Remick on to the move on past Cam quite comfortably actually, and he is up into P8 of this race. I think Landon Glover is going to do exactly the same thing. He just about gets by, and he's going to concentrate on trying to get past Remick for P8. We've got Benny as well, having a good battle between himself and Mata. Again, Mata's still yet to stop, so Benny needs to get past him very, very quickly if he wants to challenge the likes of Cookie Game soon as well. But here comes Benny then. Does he get the lunge on Mata that he needs at the moment? Oh, he went a little bit late on the brakes there. It's Cookie as well. Cookie with a massive send there. He says, thank you very much. You were late on the brakes. I can actually send it into that final set. So Cookie is in your net. Well, he is in the net race lead quite comfortably now, and he's got a really good gap to the cars behind.
Yeah, and he's looking like he is in control of this race, Cookie, without a penalty to his name. He's got 17 seconds to Fruitful in front of him. 25.5 seconds is the pit stop loss here. He's going to have a nice, healthy 8-second stop, and with only 10 laps to go, sorry, not stop, deficit between the two of them. He is in a really good position, but Gamer is not over yet, because he is in 7th position at the moment, closing up to the back of Toxic. You can see how quickly he's turning into the corner to try and catch the Racing Point driver representing Iro Motorsport, formerly a part of TTG Esports. Here he is now onto turn number 4 and onto one of the 3 DRS straights on this circuit. Here is Gamer trying to fight Toxic. He's using up his overtake. He's using his DRS. Where's he going to go? Is he going to go to the inside? Yes, he is. And up towards turn number 5. That's the move for CRG Gamer. He gets it done on Toxic, who moves down into 7th position. And they've got Remick just following behind them, but just out of DRS range. There's Benny getting a 3-second time penalty. Not going to help his race. And Flying Finn finds a way past PBU Racing, who's losing out to this fight as well. He's down into 13th position after his incidents earlier on in the Grand Prix. 1 lap on these medium tyres for Cookie Games, and he's already made up 2 seconds onto the back of Terror Racer. Looks like he's struggling at the moment, remaining humble as always indeed, as Toxic just looks like he's struggling at this moment in time, because he's lost quite a bit of momentum in regards to Remick, who's also got the DRS, and he'll be able to catch these guys further on into the lap. But Jess, it's getting quite hectic down on the circuit. You can see all the black marks where they're all locking up. That's a really nice feature that Codemasters have paid attention to.
Yeah, definitely as well. You can definitely see the skin marks quite a lot when people went off as well into the runoff areas too. So we know which are the challenging points and which ones are the easier points, as Cookie has set the fastest lap of this race. I know it doesn't mean anything in this 24-hour, but who cares? Cookie just wants some pride. He's absolutely pushing on those medium tyres. Don't forget, Cookie has made his mandatory 2 stops. He doesn't have to pit again, and he's just showing off at this point, which is great to see. It's nice to see a different team up there fighting for the wins at this moment in time. It's just a nice challenge as well. Obviously, we've got different drivers with different abilities in each team as well, so we could have some weaker drivers that might have raced in a previous race, or even stronger drivers. We'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Gamer gets past some traffic on Matter, and Gamer is up into P5. Want to chase down Cookie down, but it's going to be a lot trickier as Gamer is around about 5 seconds behind Cookie Games at the moment. Obviously, he's still got Benny to overtake as well. I'm just seeing who is yet to make their mandatory 2 stops. So Fruitful, Terra Racer, we got Matter as well, and Cam K Mum still yet to make their mandatory 2 stop. If they don't, they'll get disqualified for the race results, and they get 0 points. Simple as that, and you don't want that at this stage. And you know, they need to get a move on if they've done that. And some people have already used 2 stop. Meanwhile, Toxic gets past Matter. And I'm a bit worried if people don't make their 2 stop, especially the ones who are used to doing
2 stop rule. But I believe everyone here would know the regulations coming into this event, and they'd definitely be told by their teammates all being engineered throughout this Grand Prix. Matter looking like he's really struggling the moment he refuses to come into the pits at this time, looking like his undercut was not going to be beneficiary at all, because he has to go into the softs or the hard tyres. The softs, if he were to pit now, will not make it to the end, so he's going to be feeling the pressure from Remick behind him, and he's also got Brandon Glover catching up to him. You can just see the difference in grip that the Enosha driver has in comparison to the Jacko Carman, as here he is now through turn number 4. It's Remick onto the back of Matter. Here he is now down the straightaway. He's got his DRS open. He's going to pull to the inside line. He's got the inside line for the outside line for the next corner, but he doesn't even need it because Matter just backs off right at the end of that. And there's Hardy on Cam came on, moving into the top 10. He gets past him as well. Of course, Cam came on, I believe, yet to make his second pit stop, so he has to make that. The drivers yet to make their second stop. Fruitful, Terra Racer, Matter, and Cam came on. All those guys starting on the medium tyres, and they were late to come into the pit lane. They've got to go onto the softs or the hard. They cannot pick another set of mediums, but this is looking like a very nice event going on at the moment, as Brandon Glover is onto the back of Matter, who's already lost the DRS to Remick ahead of him. And Brandon Glover, this should be an easy move for him, but he's going to make it difficult for himself. Going to the inside line, he's got the move, he's made it stick. And Matter moving down another position, 12 laps on the medium tyres. He's really going to be feeling the tyres at the moment. He'll be struggling at this point in time as well.
I think the ones that are still yet to stop are trying to push these tyres so they can go on the softs. There's no other way. The hards were a lot slower compared to the softs, 2.4 seconds to be precise as well. So potentially you want to be pushing quite a bit, but we're not that far to the end of this race, so you can go on the softs pretty much any time from, I think I want to say lap 20, lap 21, but you want to be on optimum pace, and the tyres do tend to overheat, so they want to be on the best tyre condition as they possibly can in order to do this, because they may want to try and go for glory points as well. And obviously a lot of people, not many people actually on the soft tyres, obviously in the Japan race, there was quite a lot of people on the soft tyres at the end, so quite interesting in terms of strategy that more people have opted for soft, medium compared to medium softs at the moment in terms of strategy, or even soft, medium, soft. You can't do soft, medium, soft. That doesn't work, unfortunately. It just can't. You can't do it. We're not that far off the end. We are going to be approaching the ninth stint. The late ninth stint pretty soon with Italy. Then we've got Canada. Then we've got Australia on after that, and we've got many more tracks to go. We got Vietnam, Britain, Belgium, China, Mexico starting off the morning stint. Then we got Baku, France, Hungary, Spain, and Abu Dhabi rounding it off. But my oh my, we've still got a long way to go in this 24-hour. And Cookie Gamer is right on the back of Terra Racer right now. Surely Terra Racer might think, right, it's time to pit now, but we'll see what Fruitful does. He stays out. So that's a great opportunity for Terra Racer to do the undercut on Fruitful, which he doesn't. He stays out. So this should be easy pickings for Cookie Racer. Cookie Games sorry, as he makes his way through turn 1, and that's going to be an easy pass for him.
Yep, easy enough move on Terror Racer, of course. They can't really come into the pit lane at this point in time, but Cookie Games crucially picked up a 3-second time penalty there, trying to find a way past Terror Racer, remaining humble as always. I'm going to say that for as long as they're on my screen. Of course, the team in focus doing really well up in 3rd position. He's got the DRS to hang on to the back of Cookie Games, but if he were to pit now, those soft tyres would definitely not make it to the end. And what they've got about 6 laps left in them at this point in time, which is just not enough for the softs, believe it or not. Here's Hardy on Mata. Renault car against each other, but they are fighting for different teams. Of course, the Hardy fighting for Excel, Mata for Jacko car. That's the move made for Hardy, and Mata moving down another position. He really has to think about coming to the pit soon, otherwise he'll get a puncture, and that is his race just going completely down the pan. It was all due to him pitting on lap number 10, which was just too early to make the switch. He had plenty of life left in those medium tyres, as displayed by his fellow drivers who were on the same strategy as him. They went until about lap 15, so really he screwed himself.
And those two are pitted. Cam and PB Racing pitted, so the ones that pitted after Mata in the first stint, they pitted already, so they want to cover off Mata in the final few laps. So that's brave between those two, but they've seen that the undercut works around this track, so you never know.
Yeah, meanwhile, Fruitful coming into the pit lane, and Terror Racer should react to that. He's pulling to the left-hand side. He goes into the pit lane as well. So hopefully he doesn't speed into the pit lane here, and he gets it stopped just in time at 60 kilometers per hour, if I'm not mistaken. That is the pit limiter, and that unleashes Cookie Games into the lead of the Grand Prix. He will be chuffed about this one so far. CRG Gamer has a 5-second time penalty coming his way soon. And where's Benny coming all of this? Benny's in 3rd position, but he's got really old tyres on that Alfa Romeo car, so he'll be struggling towards the end of the race. I actually just want to have a look at what team he is representing, because I am not too sure.
You should know, because we commentated on him. Oh. The clue's in F2's finest.
F2's finest, of course. And meanwhile, Fruitful finds his way past Brandon Glover, so that is an easy enough move for him on the fresh set of soft tyres. He got 3.4 seconds up to Remick ahead of him. Fruitful's really made this strategy work. He's got to be a candidate for driver of the day. PB Racing picking a 3-second time penalty, but Fruitful started this race all the way down in 20th position, and he's found himself in a better position than anyone at this point, in 6th position. Of course, he's got all the cars in front of him that seem unattainable at the moment, but never say never, as he's already pulled a gap down until down to 2.3 seconds to Remick ahead of him, who's probably going to start fighting with Toxic soon, but I think Fruitful can smell a podium at this point.
I think he can. Fruitful has been absolutely amazing at this moment in time, keeping it clean on penalties as well. And I'd just like to point out, no one's getting disqualified. Everyone's made their 2 stops, so happy days. Mata was the last one to pit, as well as Terror Racer just now too. So this is all a sprint to the finish now for the remaining drivers to see how they can get as many points as possible. The gap between the top, middle and bottom are insanely close right now. There's someone that may not be fighting for the top, but they want to try and beat their other teams that they've been saying in the questions as well. Some of them have been doing that so far in this in this 24 hours. Some people have not, so they've got to pick up the pace a bit pretty soon. Meanwhile, we got the Albertelli, and he called him Toro Rosso there, of Remick, trying to see if he can get the move past Toto. I've got to say, no sir, having a very strong driver of Remick in this race is really going to help him get some more points. Don't forget they got disqualified earlier from rejoining in Bahrain when they disconnected, but already they're having a good comeback charge here, as well as Toxic tries to cover him off just a little bit there as well. Penalties can come into a factor. Quite more people have got less penalties this time around than in Japan, of course. Here we go, here comes Fruitful, a late send, but he makes it all absolutely fantastic for the Alfa Romeo driver. I need to find what Fruitful's team is.
He's in Sidemax.
Oh, he's in Cymax as well. Absolutely I should know that, because I know Cymax is in Alfa Romeo, and that was our focus team later on. Here comes Fruitful once again on Toxic. He's loving life at the moment. Another good send. Definitely his driver of the day so far. He's absolutely flying in that car. The Cymax team members in the chat must be absolutely loving life at the moment, but it must be very, very tense for their driver at the moment. I wonder if Fruitful is going to be in the next race as well. I won't be surprised if he is in the next race, because this could give him good momentum going into the next one, or whoever races the next one will hopefully get some good points underneath their belt as well. Meanwhile, Terror Racers were on the back of Lars. I'm just looking at penalties. They're on the same amount, and this is for trap position, the one that we were focusing on for the whole of this race against Lars from one of the Haas cars, as well as Fruitful gets a move past Benny quite comfortably on those newer tyres. Up into third place, he can sense the podium position. Game has got 5 seconds. Fruitful's got 1.3 seconds, and he'll be up into P2.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a late send from Fruitful, but he made the move stick, taking advantage of those soft compounder tyres. What about Terror Racer onto the back of Flying Finn? A light kiss of the wall for Terror Racer there, giving a chance to Flying Finn to maybe pull away just a little bit. He's used up quite a bit of his ERS. Terror Racer biding his time. He doesn't want to ruin these tyres at this moment in time. Where is Toxic at the moment? Toxic is onto the back of Benny. Benny is in a very precarious position. He might not make it to the end. He could suffer as well. Toxic has to go deep onto the brakes, and probably has lost quite a lot of time on exit there, and could also open the door for Remick, but down the straightaway he can't find the gap to Benny. That late lockup really not helping him out there, so he's just going to have to stick behind for the time being, as they are on to the third sector, a very slow part of the track of course, and all of this fighting is going to lose them time to Fruitful. Not that it matters, who is absolutely on a charge, and he's almost within the 5 seconds he needs to beat CRG Gamer in this race. Of course, 5 seconds of time penalties coming for him with that speeding in the pit lane penalty that he got previously in the race. Here he is now down the straightaway. He's just closing in on that time that he needs, as Remick is just onto the back of Toxic, but they are caught in a bit of a DRS train at the moment. I never thought I'd be saying that at Singapore, but it remains to be true. What about Terror Racer onto the back of Flying Finn? It doesn't look like he's close enough to attempt for a move. Here's Toxic though. Here's his best opportunity as Benny makes a really bad mistake coming off the corner. Here he is now down the straightaway. He's using up the last of his ERS that he can use here. And what about Remick? He's trying to get involved. Benny blocks. There's Remick looking to the inside. Toxic makes a move. And what about Remick? He's just trying to hang on in there. He's going to go around the outside of Benny there. And it is 2 for 1. And Benny loses the position. Toxic into 4th. Remick in 5th. And Benny falling down into 5th position, feeling the effects of those 15-lap old tyres. He's going to be close to puncture territory soon, as they've just got 3 laps to go in this Grand Prix. But what a move from Toxic, and a brilliant overtake from Remick. Opportunity spotting there and taking advantage of a weakened Benny, but it might not be over, and it could be Remick just coming back at Toxic, but I don't think he's close enough, and I think we just have a moment to breathe unless Hardy can get back at Brandon Glover here, as no, he just hangs behind. What about Terror Racer? It's all kicking off here, Jess, isn't it?
Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. They're all pushing for the last points. Paid, but well, pretty much for as many points as they possibly can, if they can all score points, unless you retire, of course, from the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix. It is getting very, very spicy. I'm starting to lose my voice, and you'll be handing over to Killer Blue with you in the box after me, as I get a bit of a breather with my voice pretty soon. As Flying Finn was a bit early on the brakes there for Terror Racer. He had to cover him off a little bit there. Terror Racer looking very good towards the back of Lars at this moment in time. Both of them have got 3-second penalties at this moment, and due to Lars' gap on Hardy, they're still going to stay ninth at, Flying Finn might stay ninth, but Terror Racer is in danger of losing out to Thomas, who's got no seconds of penalties. We've got 5 drivers actually on no pens. We've got Brandon going for the move on Benny. My oh my, they're going guns are blazing here at Singapore's 1-1, but oh my lap, look at that! There comes Benny as well, and Hardy, they're all going for it. This is, oh my god, I'm starting to lose it. Terror Racer and Lars have come together. Unfortunately, Flying Finn has spun, and unfortunately, that's a bit of his front wing gone there. What a shame for the Haas car. That was doing absolutely brilliantly as well. I'm sure that could be investigated with the stewards later as well. That's allowed Thomas to be back in the picture. PB Racing pits once again, but he's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Right now, we are about to approach the final lap as Cookie Games and Get CRG Gamer about to go into this final set for the penultimate time of this race. But don't forget, I'm just looking at the gaps between first and third. Cookie Games got a 3-second penalty, so he's going to still potentially win this race, because Fruitful is 7.5 seconds behind the leader. He could potentially get P2 still with the way that he's chasing at this moment in time. And it's around about 2.3 seconds of game or so. Fruitful's definitely on course for second for the time being. He's got a comfortable gap to Toxic up front, so Fruitful could just bring the car home, as do the majority of the drivers as well, as quite a few cars have got past each other at the moment. A few people are starting to struggle on these tyres on their final lap. They're absolutely pushing for grip. Harley's far on the back of Brandon still. This is far from over from these two. Even though Harley's got a penalty, he still wants that position on track.
And meanwhile, Remick also trying to make a move for 4th position ahead of Toxic, and what an overtake that was. Remick had to be squeezed to the wall there, but he has found a way through up into P4 for this race for Anosha Gaming. They'll be cheering about that one. I don't know about penalties yet. We're not going to look at them for the last lap of the Grand Prix. Leave it as a bit of a surprise. Of course, we can just flick the lever, but who wants that? That's no fun, as the race is drawing to its conclusion, the longest race out of any of them on the calendar. And next we'll be going to Italy myself, and Killer Blue will be taking you through that one. And there's a touch from Hardy on Brandon Glover. This is going to be his last opportunity to really make an overtake. He's got the DRS on the Red Bull car for the Bottle Job Racing team. What can Hardy do? He just has to try and bide his time. He's going to get the better exit. Now he's made the switchback move work. Has he got it? Here he is going up the inside. He's got it for the next corner. Has he made the move stick? As there's a bit of touching, but he's still going to hold it up the outside. Cookie Games won the race. I haven't caught that on stream, but what a move from Hardy there. He moves ahead of him, and there's CRG Gamer getting that 5-second time penalty. Fruitful into 2nd position. Remick crossed the line. There's 5th for Remick's not crossed the line yet, but he has crossed the line now. Toxic into 5th, and Hardy, what a move from him to round it off, and he has moved into 5th position as Toxic got those penalties. Brandon Glover not made that, but what a move there, as someone's lost it across the line. That's Benny. Luckily he finished the race, but a lot of penalties come his way. Cookie Games wins the race. I'm really sorry that I didn't get that on stream, but what a win from him. You really do have to take your hats off to him, but another, you might need to buy an extra hat to take it off for Fruitful. Last to second. We'll just get the position changes on screen. There it is. 18 positions gained for Fruitful. What a race from him.
I've got to say, I think the game's going to give him drive of the day, and I think I've got to agree with that. Absolutely amazing. But I've got to say, Brandon Glover and Hardy's battle on the final lap was crazy. I think most people just left it to the final lap to actually go guns are blazing. I think we're just waiting on Matthew Dunya to come across the line there. He will come across the line in 17th. PB Racing unfortunately didn't have a good start finish. He finished in 18th position at this moment in time, but my oh my, I've got to catch my breath after the end of that race. That was absolutely sensational, and I'm looking forward to doing it all again tomorrow morning.
Yep, so whilst Jess is going to be heading off, and I'm quite sad about that. I would have loved to have done more stints with you. We've got Fruitful getting drive of the day. We'll be back for Italy. Jess, instead of being in the commentary box, she'll be racing, of course, in the Ferrari car for One Hub. We'll get all those guys in the lobby soon, but we'll run through the results of the Singapore Grand Prix, and what a race it was. There it is, Cookie Games on top of the podium. I believe, if I'm not wrong, he's Slovenian, but of course there is a lot of names with the similar flag, so I am sorry if I have got that one wrong. We'll skip this podium celebration, but it is Cookie Games standing atop of that. And what about the rest of the order? Cookie Games, never mind, he's from Poland. I'm very sorry about that one.
Dan!
I swear he's changed it. But Fruitful takes up 2nd position. Gamer with the 5-second time penalty takes 3rd, then 4th for Remick, 5th for Hardy after his brilliant move put him ahead of Brandon Glover, and then Toxic in 7th after he got two time penalties, 6 seconds added to his time, 7/10 off of Brandon. Terror Racer in 8th, 9th for Thomas, and then 10th for Benny. Flying Finn just missing out on the top 10, he takes up 11th, and then Harren is in 12th for A1 All-Stars, if I'm not mistaken. Matter for Jacko Car finishes ahead of the One Hub Racing driver of Cam K. I wouldn't expect you to be too happy about that one there, as Ayrton takes up 15th, Colin Mason in 16th, 17th for Matthew Dunya, and then PB Racing is the last of your finishers. 2 DNFs in this race, Paris Borough and TNR Steph, and that is the end of the Singaporean Grand Prix.
Yeah,
right.
Yep, it is. And we will obviously head to you and Killer Blue in about 5-10 minutes time. So I need to actually change the track so people know that we are in the same lobby. There we go. The track is changed to Italy, and I'll be next in the commentary box tomorrow morning. I think it's Baku in France with Mr. Luke Etheridge, so I'm looking forward to joining him in the box. But it's been a pleasure covering the afternoon and evening stints with you, with the likes of Daco and Carmentalist, and you, Dan, as well. And thank you very much, and enjoy your final stint in the commentary box. You've been a very busy man tonight, I can tell you that.
Yeah, 3 different commentators alongside me today. I was the co-commentator for James, and now I've been in charge of the stream for this one, and it was quite interesting because it's always been you being the lead commentator, and then me being the co-commentator. But for the rest of this stream, whilst I'm on board with it, we are going to be me and Killer Blue. He'll be joining the party soon, but for now I'm going to pass it back to J. Cole whilst we just get the lobby ready for the next stint. So good luck to all the drivers racing in Italy, and we'll get underway very soon. See you in about 5 to 10 minutes.